Hello Age of Empires fans, it's me Glatose, and today I'm bringing you another game. We are playing the new expansion, at least is new when I am recording this video, and it's Rise of Rajas, and we are playing a new map which has come with this expansion, and it's called Bog Islands. Now let me remove the fog of war and show it to you. Yeah, so this is it, as you can see. I will tell you more about the game and the style of the game later. For now, let me show you the map and the features. As you can see, in Bog Islands, you start in a little piece of land. You have a big pile of gold, some stone, as you can see here and here. I don't know if it's usual to have two stones. Yes, it's usual. It has two stones in every map and a gold pile. Oh, here it has two gold piles. So yeah, here my two gold piles are next to each other. So two gold piles, two stone piles, some water buffalo that have 150 food, so it's like cows, and some rhinoceros, which is like boars, 3 in each island. And after that, you can see that there are a lot of resources like gold and stone around the map. Of course, a lot of wood, and there are also a lot of water buffalo that you can find with your scout, and then collect the food in your base, and also a lot of relics. I could say that there are like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, at least 15 relics, maybe more. So it's a map that is rich in resources. It's difficult in this kind of map, even if you are playing free-for-all games like we are playing now, to have shortage in gold, because there are a lot of relics. There are decent piles of gold around that you can gather. Of course, there is a problem here, because I joined this game and it was saying free for all, and it was 6 months. It has size of 6 persons, 6 players, but we started with 3 players because the host here was in a hurry. So mind that if you are playing the same map with normally you should play it when you are 3 players in 3 player size. Now we're playing in double the size, 6 player size, so there might be less resources than this, certainly less relics. Anyway, the new feature in this map is this terrain here, as you can see. It's like, I don't know, water with this might be the roots of the trees, as I can see. Something like that anyway. So it's a terrain that it's similar to Shallows, with the only difference that you can build on it. So units like infantry, cavalry, etc., and villagers can walk in this. You can build on this, and also ships can move in this. So you understand that this is mostly, you could say, a mixed map that ships play a crucial role. And of course, I know what all of you are thinking. This is the best map to do to use demolition ships. Not only against ships, but also against military units and other military units. And also, I could say that because at some point the resources in these small islands will run out, so the villagers will have to go outside of the land to this terrain, to this new terrain, and find resources. I think you could also raid with demolition ships. Imagine 3 or 4 demolition ships to go to a lumber camp that you would have, for example, here, and just with one hit take down like 5 to 10 villagers. So yeah, you see here the blue player is doing some wall up the relics in order to come and collect them later. Anyhow, so as I said before, we are playing a free-for-all match. Now, because this is the new expansion, I was going for the Vietnamese, but the blue guy, the host, choose the Vietnamese. So I choose Berbers because you know I like Berbers. It's also an expansion civilization. And it's also, to my point of view, it's a good trading civilization and it's a naval also civilization. So yeah, I could also use the Malay, to be honest, but I wanted to be more comfortable. So you see here we have the blue guy, Tywin Lannister from the series Game of Thrones and the books, playing as the Vietnamese. We see here the blue guy, the green guy. He's called Jam Burglar, and playing as the Slavs, also an expansion civilization from the Forgotten Empires. And here is me, GLaDOS, playing as the Berbers. So yeah, I have speed the game a little, so because in Noobs games, as I said before, as I said a million times, there is not a lot of action in the beginning. Players want to boom their economy before they attack. You see here that also a feature of this map, the Bog Island, is that in the middle there is something like a lake where only ships can go, and they have some deep fish. So you see that I have built some dogs to collect this kind of fish. I'm the only one. Apart from this deep fish, there are also, you see here, these that are called like bone turtles, I think, yes. And it's like swordfish, but they are scattered all over the map, so I didn't try to collect them. If you want to collect fish, go for the middle. There are not a lot of fish, to be honest, so don't over invest in fishing in the middle. But you know, it could be a crucial boost to your economy. So you see here, let's watch the 3 players for a while. All the players now have reached the castle age, as you can see. This is me here. I have one town center. This is a second town center, and I imagine I will be the 3rd town center soon. I continue to fight water buffaloes. Look at my food. I don't know if this is because we are playing in much larger map than we are needed, but there are a lot of water buffaloes that gives a lot of food. So also with the fish, with the fishing, I don't have any food problem. I have wood problem, as you can see, and this is a common noob mistake. I have to rearrange my economy and put more villagers to wood, and this is what I'm doing, as you see. So let's see what I have discovered. This is what my fog, my line of sight looks like. Okay, let's go. This is the green player, as I said, playing as the Slavs. Slavs are not especially good in water maps. Let's quickly check their tech tree and see their harbor, their dock. Oops, where is it? Here it is. They don't have heavy demo ships, they don't have elite cannon galleons, but they have fast fire ships, cannon galleons, and galleons. Yeah, well, they are decent. You could say that they are decent, and of course they don't have bracer, which is important for their galleons. But okay, you could say they are okay. The Vietnamese now, as you will see, um, they don't have fast fire ship. They don't have shipwright. Fast fire ship, it will be a problem if you are dealing with mass galleons. It would be useful to have. But I think because they are other civilizations, they have the bracer, so it's okay. And of course, chemistry. And of course, then it's me, Berbers. Berbers are considered, as you can see, a cavalry and naval civilization. Um, we have pretty much everything except the shipwright, and of course we have bracers. So you see here that the green player is a little not ahead in score. It's a little ahead in score. Maybe this is because he has a better arranged his economy. He has also, as you can see, not a lot of idle villagers. You see here it has just one idle villager. Me on the other hand have like also one idle villager, and Tywin Lannister has 4 idle villagers. So yeah, I have said this to my previous recordings. Don't leave villagers idle. This is like the biggest mistake you could do, and you might not believe it, but it's a huge drawback to your economy. Villagers doing nothing, while other players' villagers, even if you have the same number of villagers, exactly the same number of villagers, collecting something means that you will be much behind, you will left behind in your economy, and as a result you won't be able to produce as many military as your opponent, and you will be at some point, you will lose the game. So yeah, I think that you should be really careful about your idle villagers. Press the idle villagers button here. You see here 1 idle villagers, 2, 3, which is a ship, 4, 5, and this is it. Here the blue player kills my scout, but I think I have done the scouting I need. Let's see what the blue player knows. He hasn't done a lot of scouting, but notice that he is Vietnamese, and Vietnamese know where the starting town center of the enemy is. So the blue player knows from the first second of the game where my base is and where the green base is. And let's watch the green guy here. You see that the green player has done a pretty good scouting. You know, scouting is one of the most crucial things to do in the games. There are many reasons for this. The first reason is that you need to know where your resources are, because not only your resources that are close to your first town center, but also the resources that are away from your town center, like in the corners of the map, that you can exploit in the later game. The second thing that the scouting is good for is that if you scout your enemy base, you might understand, you might find out what your enemy is going to, what type of military unit your enemy is going to produce. So if you see, for example, 1 barrack and 2 stables, then probably your enemy, the enemy player, is going for scouts or knights if it's in the castle age. So yeah, knowing what your enemy, what the other player is going to produce against you, gives you an advantage, because you can counter before the enemy units arrive. You can produce counters and then do a counter attack, and if it's successful, you might win the game. And of course, there is also a third reason for scouting. It is to know where the weak points of your enemy is. So, if the blue player, for example, has scouted this, he knows that these villagers are unprotected. There isn't a town center nearby, like in this situation, so he can come here with some raid units and clear out these 6 villagers that are collecting gold. You see, now let me talk about the map. Now this is a pretty interesting map because, guys, it combines land units with navy units. So it's a bit strange what you should use. In my opinion, in this kind of games, you should use navy units, ships, because they can move much more better. And you see here, let me put the game in the normal speed so we won't miss any action. You see here that I am coming with galleons. They are, I think, fully upgraded galleons, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so I have made some galleons and I'm coming just to see what I can disrupt of the enemy, because as you can see, I don't know why. Maybe the green player has much more villagers and not at all idle time, because he doesn't have any military units. But the green player is much ahead. He's like 500 population ahead, and you see here that also the green player is coming against him. He doesn't have, his units are not, as you can see, fully upgraded, but they are somehow upgraded. And I also like that he has prioritized his armor upgrades for the melee units and the range and attack upgrades for his range units. You see here that the blue player is laughing a lot. Here I come. You see here what I told you about the terrain, that the ships can move freely, and I'm picking here some villagers. The green guy has collected some relics. I have also collected some relics. I will show to you in a minute. And now the green player is producing mass harbaliers. Now let me just pause the game for a little to show you something. We are playing against the Slavs, and the Slavs unique tech is Drazina. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. This means that the infantry damage adjacent units. Well, what this means is that they are doing damage like the cataphracts, if they have also the unique technology, which means that they don't know this. If this research is if this technology is researched, these harbaliers, they don't only do damage to this to one archer, for example here, to our unit, but to also they doing some damage to units, enemy units around it. So it's like trample technology from the Byzantines. And so I once faced a player who was pretty smart. He was just using a lot of harbalier, like this player tried to do. He has also built some boyars, as you can see. They are like Teutonic knights in cavalry. Yeah, with just harbaliers, this other guy, and he had of course this technology, he could take down almost anything enemy unit. Anyway, let's quickly check the relics. Where is here it is. He has 5 relics. 5 relics. I have also, I think, let's see, I have, yes, 4 relics I have. And the blue player has, let's check quickly. I can't recognize the monastery for the new expansions. He has 3 relics, so all the players has a lot of some relics, you could say. Here, the green player has come, but the blue player has a lot of units. He has also some Harbalier that have maxed their armor. So the blue player have defended very good. And here I come again, and this time you see here this semester I only have 2 docks. I should make more docks if I'm going heavy on ships. So this is a mistake, a common mistake. If you are going for something, do for any unit, build as many of the units that of the buildings that this unit is created. So I'm going for naval. I should build a lot of docks. The green player is going for infantry. He has built a lot of barracks. So what I'm doing, this is water. The boyars can't come here and attack my cannon galleon, a little cannon galleon. So I have put just one here. He's attacking this castle. And yeah. And you see here the response of the green player is to build a siege workshop. Don't forget that Slavs is an infantry. Infantry. Yes, it's an infantry and siege civilization. So yeah, he's responding with building a siege workshop and producing mangonels to attack my ship. This is a good response. Because mangonels, if they are mass up, there is a good counter and very, very useful to this kind of maps. So now the boyars are chasing my ships, so I'm going to the middle where they can't reach me. I'm standing here and I will attack from here. Here comes the mangonel. He's attacking my ship. Now I could clearly attack with my elite cannon galleon. I'm trying to do it, but I'm also trying to micro. But the elite cannon galleons don't fire so fast as the onagers. You see here now I have done it, but I have also lost my ship. And I'm coming now here with much more little cannon galleons. Also, the blue player has come, sorry, with elite skirmishers. Notice that the Vietnamese skirmishers can also, are elite skirmishers. They can be upgraded to imperial skirmishers. And also, apart from that, the elite skirmishers, they are affected by the bonus of the Vietnamese, and they have much more health points than other elite skirmishers. So even now that they are elite skirmishers and not imperial skirmishers, they have more health points. So I like this combination. Now you see they have become imperial skirmishers. I like this combination of the blue guy. He has come also with some 200 swordmen and some skirmishers to take down the Harbalier. You see here that I am moving slowly, but I am moving. I have destroyed all these onagers. And I'm moving forward. This is a mistake from the green player. And I could say also from the blue player that they haven't any ships at all. Because ships in these kind of maps, they are very mobile. They can hit, they can run. And of course don't forget about the demolition ships, that I'm not using them now. But yeah, they are pretty good. So at this point, the poor green guy is in a very bad situation. He was first in the score. And you know, if you are playing free for all, and especially when there are three players, and you are ahead in score, it is more likely that you will be attacked by the other players. You know, this is a strategy to weaken the best player in the game in order not to win the game. You see here that some elite boyars have come, but at this stage I think that the blue player, although behind the score in the entire game, has more units, has better selection of units, and also their Harbalier have their upgrades. Not all of their upgrades, but enough upgrades. On the other hand, the boyards, although they are very strong, they are not upgraded. They have some upgrades, but not many. And don't forget that although they are boyard and they have like now 7 melee armor, if they are against mass halberdier, they are not doing that good. And you see here that the green player will manage to clean this mess up using his own Harbalier and his elite boyar against the Imperial skirmishers. But another force from the blue player is coming, and he has a lot of units, so this won't be easy. In the same time, I am attacking here. The blue player is trying to counter me with onagers, but he can't. He can't do it when two players are attacking to him at the same time. I don't blame him, of course. He's a pretty decent player, although noob. He's a pretty good player. But you know, if I was in the same situation, I wouldn't have done any better. Yeah, if I could say that there is a mistake that the green player did, it was that he didn't produce any navy units, even though he saw that I raided here with some galleons. When he saw that, he should immediately build, I don't know, here maybe some docks. You know, you see here that he was building some docks to create naval units, but you know, if you haven't built this already, you have to research all technologies to upgrade your ships, so it will take your time. And don't forget that this is a naval, mostly I think it's naval map. Yeah, I think that Navy plays more crucial role as the game goes by, and the later stage of the games than the land units. So if you play bog maps, if you play yourself bog islands or any kind of this map, produce a lot of ship. You see here that I am attacking the blue player. I have found his units that were returning from green. I have some heavy demolition ships here. I should have used them, to be honest. You see here that I am moving my ships to the sea when the melee units cannot reach me. But the blue player managed to take down a lot of my ships. I strongly believe that in this kind of map and this kind of terrain, the overall best units is the demolition ships, and as you can see, I have some of them, and I will probably use some of them. The blue guy is saying that I am weird. I'm weird. I take this as a compliment, I think, and I'm saying thank you. Yeah. So I have managed to clear his units. He has one dock here. He is now doing cannon galleon, as you can see, but he don't have any ships now. You see here that he's building a dock here. Yeah, so he's going for some for ships. This is good for him, but don't forget, I have mass um, cannon galleons, and don't forget that the Vietnamese they don't get fast fire ships, so the blue player will have a problem dealing with my galleons. Here the blue player is building a lot of docks in order to fastly produce a lot of ships to counter my own ships. But I have already come. Notice that the blue player has not built any castles around his base. I don't know why, he only won one castle here, which will not help him at all. So yeah, now I have come and I'm pretty much destroying his economy. I am using my cannon galleons, elite cannon galleons, to take down all his ships. Here he comes with a large force of units. It is mostly Imperial skirmishers and Harbalier. I am retreating with my galleons, and I am going to use the heavy demolition ships. And I hope that you enjoyed some of the explosion you see here. Here comes another demolition ship. Wow. Oh, and here comes the blue player with some galleons. You see here. This is a pretty good choice. This is a good choice. But I am also producing some elite generators in order to use them also. You see here, you will notice that I haven't reached my population cap yet, and I have 100 villagers or something, because I'm using ships. So I try to produce some little generators too. They are fully upgraded in order to come. You see here that the blue guy tried to build some some fire ships, but they are not strong enough if they are against galleons. Here I come with more fire ships, and I'm going forward with the elite generators, and now the blue player has resigned. Now notice I later talk with the blue guy. You can't see this because we were talking here at the chat. You can't see this because the replay has finished, and he was telling me that I had a weird strategy, and that I am a noob. Of course I'm a noob, and this series called Noobs for Noobs. Yeah, I don't mind being a noob, but I don't think this was a noob move to use ships. I think that experienced players and professional players would also use ships, and if they were in my position, they would use much more ships and much more demolition ships, to be honest. So if there is anything noobish about me, is that I didn't produce much more ships against my enemies. So yeah, let's see a little about the achievements. I could swear that the green player had a better economy, maybe because he resigned early in the game that we managed to gather more resources than him. At least for food, you see that we were pretty close. and he was not playing like how much? Half an hour, half in game hour, something like that. I had the best map exploring, then it was the green player. The blue player didn't did a good map exploring, but I said he knew at the beginning of the game where me and the green player was, so maybe this was enough for him. Of course, this is a mistake. You see here that I had the most relics, most relic gold. I don't know why. At some point, I managed to take 5 relics, like the green player. You see here that all of us, this was good, had almost 100 villagers. So it was half population in villagers. And yeah, that was it for today, guys. I will try to play more of the expansion um, maps because the Black Forest, Arena, Arabia, all these classics maps are pretty are very common. They're pretty interesting, and especially and most of the professional players are playing them in the competitive play, but I think that it's very interesting to try the new maps of the expansions. I didn't expect it, but I really liked the Bog Islands. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.